Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Kyryl and today we are starting to explore a new dance called Samba. And the very first thing that should come to our mind when you think of Samba is the bounce. That's the signature action that we have in this dance that gives us true feeling of the Samba music. Unfortunately, lots of people considering Samba as one of the most challenging dances to start learning just because of the need to coordinate bouncing action and movement in space. So, let me share with you a couple very simple exercises that will allow you to create constant flow of the bounce and effortless coordination with movement in space. And as usual, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can get notified every time I post a new video. And let's take a look at the plan for today's tutorial. So there will be only two parts to the Samba bounce tutorial. In the part one, we are going to take each part involved in the Samba bounce, feet, knees, and pelvis, and we're going to create three separate exercises so we can feel each part in full and 100%. In the part two, we're going to combine those three parts together. But instead of focusing on details there, we're going to focus on more general feel, general movements, but having one priority that goes throughout each of the parts. I will share with you little secrets, little things that I've accumulated over years of teaching, how to make it feel more natural and how to make it more comfortable for your body. Let's begin by listening, feeling, and understanding Samba music. Samba has two beats in one bar of music. 1, 2, 1, 2. And if you noticed, even from my count right now, and if you notice by listening quite a few Samba tracks, beat 1 and 2 are a little bit different. Beat 1 is a bit more closed. 1. Beat 2 is a bit more open. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Have a listen and try to, what you're going to do, you're going to close your eyes and let your body follow the flow of the music. Yes, let your body tell you what to do. Samba music is very different from cha-cha, from rumba, so it's going to be completely different feel. Music comes first, body mechanics and technique already determined by the music. So please have a listen. So by following Samba rhythm and Samba music, we're going to have pretty relaxed upper part of the body, but at the same time quite engaged legs, and the bottom part of the body is quite active. And that's what creates that bouncing feeling, and the most of the bounce is created by our knees. So let's talk about what we do with our knees more specifically. For the knee action exercise, I invite you just to stand comfortably with feet apart, but making sure that our feet pointing straight forward. Maybe slightly open is okay. Do not open too much because our knees will be following that direction, and that's not very aesthetically beautiful position or an action that we have in our Samba. So feet quite straight, knees are pointing, following the same direction. Now we're going to shift weight to one of the feet, doesn't matter which one, and we're going to be thinking about not going down and up with our knees, we're going to be thinking about going forward and back. So forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. And that's the key exercise for Samba bounce. That's it, that's about it. So knees forward and back, knees forward and back. We can shift forward and back, forward and back. Do not think about down and up. By keeping tension between the legs, you are making sure that your knees working evenly, so your knees bending both the same direction and the same angle. We don't want to have one knee is kind of bending, one knee is keeping straight. So we want to have both knees working together. Both knees working together regardless where your weight is. And if you recall, we had two beats in one bar. 1, 2. We have a full bounce on one beat, so which means 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The main keys again, keeping tension between the legs and making sure the knees going forward and back. If I'm going sideways, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's exercise number 1. Pretty simple. For the exercise number 2, we're going to concentrate only on our pelvis area, on our hips in here. So we're going to put our feet apart, just the same way as we did before, comfortably standing. Bring weight a little bit more to the front of the feet, towards the balls of the feet, and tilting pelvis forward and tilting it back. Bringing it forward, bringing it back. Try to concentrate only on this area. Don't think about anything else. Relax the body so all the focus, all the feeling comes towards this part. Forward and back, and try not to force the action. Just try to bring it forward and back in a little bit more guided movement, lighter feeling of the action. Yes, you will notice right away that when you bring it forward, your knees probably starting to flex. This is really, really good. So we're going to be bringing it forward and tilting it back, bringing it forward, bring back. But again, the focus was right now only on the pelvis area. If I do the side view, forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. That's about it. This is very easy, very simple exercise just for the pelvis. If you would like to create connection between pelvis and knees in a bit more conscious manner, we would focus again on the sequence, what starts first, what goes second. So what I would do is, I would start from my pelvis, and then I'll notice that my knees starting to flex, and I use my knees, drop my weight more so on the knees. And then the legs muscles will bring me back up, and as a result, pelvis will go under and will tilt slightly back. So we'll bring again pelvis to knees, and legs will push it back. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Imagine there was one really cool example I was once given. Imagine there is a drop of sweat going in your back and you're starting to tilt pelvis and bending your knees or dropping your weight into the knees, and the drop of sweat finding its way to the back of the knee. Yeah, so 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2. We don't want to separate too much, doing the knees or pelvis separately. Yes, we want to make sure that they are connected. Why? This is where our weight resides. And when we're moving our pelvis, our weight affecting our body. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. When I feel my weight bouncing, my body is reacting. And that's the key. We don't want to act too much. The more we act, the more it kind of goes out of our system and not always connected to the weight movement. So, if we do it one more time, pelvis to knees, come back up, pelvis to knees, come back up. I will shift again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If you notice that you're doing too much knees and not enough center, then add a little bit more center and reduce on your knees. And same and vice versa as well. If you have too much of the pelvis and not enough knees, just relax and don't let your pelvis to move at all and just add more leg action. The idea is to create that natural, comfortable bouncing movement that is non-stop, that is continuous. That's the main idea. All right, the third and the last part for us to add to our bounce, and it has to do with our feet or foot action. So what we'll do, still stay comfortably with feet apart, have a little bit of tension between the legs and go up on toes and lower down. Up on toes and lower down. Try like this several times, going up and down, just concentrating on your feet. Couple tricks, couple hints, couple things to focus on. Tension between, and very important to bring the body on the top of the feet, top of the balls of the feet. Remember zigzag man we talked about in the previous videos. Knees going back, pelvis is going forward, that brings the weight forward. Ribs closing in, chest is opening, head, back of the head going back. Now we are standing pretty straight on top of the feet. In this way, it will be effortless for us to go up and down. If your body is back, slightly back towards the heels or towards the middle of the foot, you are back weighted. It will be very difficult to go up and down. You need to bring your body more on top of the balls of the feet. Knees going back, pelvis going forward. This is our position. Now we can go up and down in a very easy and very balanced way. Now, why do we need tension between the thighs? Because that's what allows us to move our weight and control that movement easily. The moment we are not having tension between the thighs, in particular when we're going up on toes, remember, it's the ball that we're going up, yes? So ball, what is the property of the ball? It can roll. If we're going up and having this connection, because of the weight movement, the ball will roll. And we will end up on the outer part of feet. And that's not very healthy for our ankles, for our feet, and for our balance as well. So, feet apart, tension between the thighs, between the legs, bringing weight on top and going up and down just like this. Try to go as high as you can and slowly lower down. Try not to crash. And this is already, I'm leading you towards the next part. So gradually lowering, up and gradually, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's the exercise number 3. The next stage for us is to link all the movements, all the parts together. All right, before linking all our actions in one wholesome bounce, let me mention a couple very important things about the bouncing action. Bounce starts down and goes up, so it goes down, up. If I have a ball in my hand and I'm throwing it down, the ball will go down and will go up. It's not the down part is the bounce, nor just the up part bounce. It's down, up. It's only both. So if we were to jump several times in a row, our legs are engaged and go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So we have to turn our muscles, our quads, hamstrings, calves, and our feet in order to produce the bounce. We cannot be relaxed. The moment we went down and we are not coming back up, we stopped. Our body stopped. That's it. The bounce is dead. Yeah, so we need to make sure the bounce is always down, up, down, up. And we are creating the tension upon lowering, not lowering and then trying to get up. Lowering and then trying to get up. Again, in the middle, that's it, we already had gap. The bounce is gone. So we have to go down, up, down, up. That's the first part of the magic of the bounce. Number 2 is the sequence, and we're going to play with it right now. So there is a specific sequence that we lowering with, and then we getting up. Lowering and getting up. So make sure we do it very, very slowly at first, and whenever you practice, do it slowly, and then you can speed it up. If you see that something is missing, something too much, slow down again, and again, create a proper proportion before you starting to speed up again. Let's try it together. Alrighty, our connection between the feet, pelvis, and knees is actually very, very simple, but we have to stick to it. So we're going to start up, as we talked about, bounce is going down, and bounce starts down. So we start our feet first, then we go pelvis, knees, now knees and pelvis, and then we go up on feet again. So feet first, pelvis and knees, knee straightening or knee straightening, pelvis is actually staying forward. So the more knees going back, pelvis staying forward. And only when we are going up on toes, on the ball of the foot, pelvis can tilt a little bit more, but still quite straight. Don't tilt it too much, otherwise you're going to be losing balance. So lower feet, pelvis and knees, knees and feet and pelvis will follow. That's it. So if I do it sideways, up on toes, I lower my foot or feet, I'm bringing pelvis and knees, coming back and feet. Wah, come back. Wah, come back. Wah, come back. Wah, come back. That's it. Our main action of the bounce is in our knee and pelvis area. The main mover for that bounce is through the feet. That's how we connect it, we link it to movement in space. But we have to have a sequence for it, so we don't mix it. There is only one movement in basic and syllabus that we have that has the ankle going a bit early. It's called crusader walk, just to propel us. Most of other movement, if not all of them, are actually straightening the knee first before we're using the ankle. That's the natural way to bounce, to push away. If we have a hand going against the wall like this, and we're pushing away from the wall, we are not going to be pushing through the hand first, and then through the rest of the part. We're creating tension in our arm, in our hand. We're pushing through this section first, and then we're using the hand to push away. The same idea goes to and about our bounce with the feet. Our feet receiving, pelvis, knees, knees and pelvis, we use the foot. That's how we move it. So regardless we're going forward or back, so lower and one and one and one and one and one and one and that's the idea. Why don't we try it with music? There'll be no specific steps that we need to do. Just feel, start going from side to side first, then you move forward and back, that's it, and just follow the music. Try to concentrate all the time on being bouncy with your feet and with your knees. So constantly feeling that engagement and non-stop pumping action through the body, through the bottom part of the body. Give it a try with music. And here it is, guys. This is our Samba bounce tutorial. I hope you find it useful. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to respond and to create more videos on whatever you guys are asking. So I'm planning to do more Samba steps and explain body mechanics and the rhythm of it. Hip action of the Samba for sure coming up. Maybe even small routines that you can follow along and dance together. Listen to the music, practice each exercise separately and listen more to the music because that will give you true feel of Samba rhythm, Samba music, and actually your body will follow from that. There is one really cool app for iOS, I apologize Android users, called Blue Dancer, one word. And they have at the bottom, you see there is a music section, you can click on it, and there's lots of free tracks that you can actually play, slow down, speed it up, what have you. I'm not affiliated with that app in any way, but I use it a lot. There are lots of beaty songs, there's a lot of rhythmical and instrumental songs that you can actually listen and get a real feel of what Samba is. Practice, let me know in the comments below if any requests, I'll be more than happy to accommodate as well. Like it, share it, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.